I'm your friend, Dr. Charles Apoki, and I'm reaching you from this beautiful hotel at Aba. And I want to talk about redeeming and reclaiming your destiny. I had a mother who was very, very fearless. I had a mother who was very, very combative. And I will tell you a story about her. My mother was not tall. My mother was a short woman. And I had a nephew called Solomon. Solomon went to do a bet called Tikooh. Tikooh is T-I-K-O. Tikooh, if you're holding something in your hand and somebody knocks it out of your hand, it becomes his own. Solomon went to bet Tikooh with one man's son. My mother was not aware. And my mother gave Solomon meat to go and hawk. We call it pomo in Nigeria. Skin of the animal, cow skin, and the legs of the animal during the Civil War. And Solomon carried the stuff on his head. As he was hawking, that boy that he bet Tikooh with went there and knocked the tray off his head. And then the tray fell down. And he carried the tray, carried the meat, ran into his house. And then Solomon came crying back to my mother. And when my mother saw Solomon, my mother asked Solomon, "What happened?" Solomon said, "Tikooh." My mother said, "What is Tikooh?" Solomon said that he went to bet Tikooh, and he explained Tikooh, and that Kalodi's son knocked the tree off his head and carried them to his house. My mother just tied something around her waist, and without brazier, as a combatant, she went in the direction of that boy's house. I won't call the father's name because I saw him recently. Went in the direction of that boy's house, and my mother got to the gate. There were visitors there. The man's wife was there. The man had a refrigerator, he had a radio, he had whatever. My mother just went there and stood at the gate and started shouting, "Tikooh! Tikooh! Tikooh!" They said, "Mama Sunday, what is the problem?" My elder brother's name was Sunday. He says, "Tikooh," that she has come to Tikooh the man, Tikooh his wife, Tikooh his refrigerator, even Tikooh the visitors. And she spread her hands and her legs across the door. They had to beg her. What happened? She now said that her property, her meat, cow skin, cow legs, and tray and knife were in that house. They called the boy. How did it happen? And he narrated the story. They told him, "Don't you know, Mama Sunday, that you don't look for her trouble and you won't have peace of mind? Please go inside and bring the things." So they brought my mother's stuff, gave her drink to drink, and gave her money to appease her. And my mother left, and we were behind her, hailing her. That is my mother for you. Listen, life has taken so much out of you. I saw a young man who at the very tender age, I think 16, 17, has passed the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria exams, ICAN. They asked him, how did he manage to pass ICAN exam at such a young age? He said his father failed the exam several times before he managed to pass. So he decided to pay back by passing that exam at a very tender age. I think the rules are going to be changed for him to be inducted. So what portion of your life? In fact, the problem in Nigeria today is that Nigerians need to Tikooh back their destiny from the hands of a few politicians. I was watching the PDP primaries, presidential primaries, and I've been monitoring the APC primaries. I found out that we are still going to be in the hands of the same people who have Tikoohed our destiny. It is time to Tikooh back Nigeria from these people. It is time to Tikooh back your destiny from whoever has taken it. It is back time to Tikooh your family destiny. I compensated for the educational backwardness of my father by becoming a medical doctor and becoming a pastor. I compensated for the idolatrous background I come from by being a preacher of the word of God to different nations. I compensated for the fact that my father did not buy land, my senior brothers did not buy land, by owning large estates and by building properties. I compensated for the backwardness of my family by making sure my children went overseas to school. and to get the best education and to be their best in life. Where has life left you? What has life taken from you? It is time to Tikooh it back, reclaim your destiny. I remain your friend, Dr. Charles Apoki. God bless you.